Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is our Raw Cloud. Today, I'm going to be talking about in my early 20s. One of the encounters that I had before I got married. I was in a previous relationship, and I'm going to talk about how you know these other beings, what they look like, and how they can cause um, sleep paralysis, and how they can just cause a lot of drama within the family. These particular negative beings. But before I do that, I want to introduce you guys to a family pet. Now, this particular family pet, his name is JoJo, and it has a lot to do with going down the rabbit hole. So, everybody, this is JoJo. This is the family pet, and we love him. It has everything to do with going down the rabbit hole. So hey, say hey, JoJo. All right, that was my son holding the family pet. Okay, now let's get into what happened. Now, before I got married, I was in a previous relationship with my daughter mother, and I was probably about 20 years old, and she was probably about 6, maybe 7 years older than I was, and I met her through martial arts. My instructor and I was the assistant instructor. She used to bring her son in there, and we found each other, very interesting. So we started dating, and ended up in a relationship, and things went from there. But to make a long story short, she got pregnant with my daughter, and so we ended up, moving in together. And the first night of being in this apartment, and I think this had a lot to do with the that particular place as well. I think there was some. I think that land had old Indian burial ground because people used to complain. As I stayed there within 6 months, I heard a lot of people talk about seeing things out of the corner of their eyes, and there was a lot of activity within that apartment complex. So it just wasn't what we were going through. There was a lot of things going within that place, and I think it had everything to do with the ley lines and the burial grounds that was there. But to talk about this first night of being in that apartment, we didn't have furniture the first day. We was waiting for this stuff. You know how it goes when you first move in, and you having new things delivered. So that night we laid on the floor, and we slept near the door. Now I don't recall this happening, but I remember her talking about it the next day. She said that I rose up as if I was Count Dracula, and I said that they were here. Now you know how you wake up and you just rise up and you look around. Well, I don't remember any of that, and I told her. She said that I told her that they're here. Now, when I'm in the dream state, um, all of these psychic abilities are turned on. All of my psychic abilities are turned on. Now, I did not know how to use them the way that I use them now. Not at the level that I'm at now. Now, I knew that I can do like things like when I was young, but I did not know that these abilities would just turn on automatically, and I could manifest these abilities in the here and now. So now I don't remember. I think we both were taken that night, you know, because she was pregnant. You know how, when you're dealing with the grays, or you're dealing with these beings, um, 9 times out of 10, it's all bloodline related, and they track all of this stuff. And my daughter, she's a lot older now, but when she was younger, she had panic attacks, and I think the same thing that I was going through as a young person, she was going through as well. You know, and we talked about it when she got older. She would tell me that she would go through sleep paralysis, and she would see beings in the room. So when they say that these things are bloodline, it really is bloodline. They track this stuff. And but to talk about this other incident now, me and her mother, we were going through some. The relationship was not doing well at this particular point. Later when my daughter was born, and we was having problems after problems, and I didn't know at the time that these beings can cause, negative, have the relationship in a negative spiral, that they feed off of that energy, that they can ramp up all of these bad things within your household just to feed off that energy. They want you in that low vibrational state of conscience so that they can attach, so they can do their work within you. So one night, we had, a bad argument, and I knew that, this relationship was not going to survive. It just was not going to work. And we had a second bedroom. I stayed within that bedroom that night, and within an hour, three short beings. I want to say that they were maybe about 5'2", 5'3", compared to my height. They were short, and they came in very aggressive. And I'm gonna tell you what they looked like. Now their hair were they were extremely furry, like almost like gorillas, and they didn't have a neck or a head. It was like their face was right there on their chest, and you couldn't see their eyes. I mean, they were just covered with fur. Um, and they attacked me. Now, I was in martial arts, so, and I'd always had that warrior instinct, and dealing with negative beings throughout my youth and my early 20s was common for me. It really was. It was common for me. So it did not really surprise me, because I could pick up on certain energies at an early age, and I can see certain things. You know, Other people couldn't pick up on these energies. They couldn't see through the veil the way that I could. And I think because I had these abilities, they did not like that. And so when they attacked me, I fought back, and they end up disappearing. So once I fought back and they disappeared, I came out of the bedroom, and I started looking around. Now I was pissed off. I was extremely pissed, and I was still ready to fight. Um, so I started, expressing that in a. I was cursing my head off because I was pissed at this point. So, and I started looking around, and I looked in her bedroom, and she was fast asleep. But that relationship did not last. It did not last. I ended up meeting my wife um, later, and we began a relationship, and then a marriage. But these beings still try to control me, as far as sleep paralysis, as far as coming in. They knew that they couldn't directly put me on a sleep paralysis because I would fight. But I thought maybe if I would not focus on that and continue with would try to continue with a normal life, that would, it would all go away. But once you start dealing with these beings and they have a purpose or a plan for you, then other things start to unfold, and they will introduce other beings. And their whole thing is they do not want you to remember at all. So, other more powerful beings, what other plans are for you, they will come in and use other technologies, other means of making sure that you don't remember and take you and use you in certain projects. And of course, you know, our government had made deals with the Greys, and by making deals with the Greys was a terrible mistake. But President Eisenhower also made these deals with these beings, but he had a plan of action to make sure that we had a way out, in a matter of speaking. So Eisenhower, started to develop a team to track everything that they were doing and to come up with a plan of action just in case. Because basically, Eisenhower wanted to buy us some time. Now, the military didn't know what to do with these beings. They thought that if they didn't make deals, didn't make any type of treaties with these beings, that they would come in and just evade and take over. They didn't, excuse me, they didn't know that that could not happen because of these other federations. They didn't know that they had another option. But I think it was the military that wanted, was so greedy, and they wanted technology. So they made these deals, and they kind of pushed the presidents into forming these allies, these treaties with these negative beings, and they had other beings that they could have made treaties with to work on spiritual um, human development. And that's what we really needed. We needed to know who we were, and these other beings. I think they were the Pleiadians that could have came in and showed us and helped us develop more psychic abilities that had got turned off, and for us to move away from all of these weapons of destruction. But no, the military wanted, these technologies for war. They wanted the upper hand on human, not human society, but um, other countries that may see us as enemies. So it was greed and power, and once you make deals, you make a deal with a devil, and we all know that these are these reptilians and these greys. They're Luciferians. They are demonic in nature. So you make deals with beings that want to control you or lie to you and trick you, just to take over, to gain access to your planet, your human society, then you get what you get. But here's the thing too. Now, the Federation knew that once this stuff started happening, that they needed another plan of action, so that human society could survive and develop without being taken over completely. So we started incarnating and going through this earth reincarnation cycle. Now there's rules to this particular realm, this particular earth realm, and this inverted matrix system. They knew that it was inverted, but to get around interference, intervention, um, we had to come in that manner and then slowly awaken and remember who we are. A lot of the psychics, a lot of the psychic people here, and a lot of the people that are not psychic, the ones that are not fully awakened, are too volunteers to come in and awaken at a certain point to remember. And these beings, they know who you are. They can see you into your past lives, and they will try to make sure that you do not fully awaken, that you do not remember who you are. A lot of us here are from these galactic councils and was asked to come in and be born as a human being to get around interference. So I am from a council. Now you have Pleiadians, you have Arcturians, you have Lyrans, you have mantis beings, you have reptilians that are a part of this council. You have a lot of beings that have come together to form a positive council because they see what's going on. So, with this treaty being signed with the negative beings to come in and do certain things, well, that was never a human agreement. That was never a human agreement. So, and this is why I tell you, in order to beat this, in order to get around what's going on, because the Galactic Federation, these council members can only do so much. It's up to humans to walk away from this government structure because they sold humanity out for greed, and now they don't know what to do because of these agreements. And so we fight with these particular beings that do not want to leave. We have tried to make these beings leave, and they have bases, and they have formed a what we consider corporations. So instead of being a United States, you guys know that they have formed a corporation, and they have tried to get around your free will, which that is God given. That is God given. They cannot get around that free will, but how long before they come up with a strategy to get around that, because everybody here has been brainwashed in some form of faction, have been brainwashed through television, through school, through this government structure. Everybody has been brainwashed in some form of fashion. So they are trying to get around your free will and then take over. This is why the Greys started making hybrids to infiltrate, just like the reptilians. Just like the reptilians. Now, I'm not going to say all the reptilians are like that, but they have created hybrids to infiltrate, to say that they have a right to be here. So, this is their way of having a right to be here when this is a human planet. So, but it's our responsibility to continue on waking up human society and letting them know that we are a part of these galactic, um, we are part of the galactic community. All we have to do is continue to wake up and realize that we are here for a reason. Everything we do, from waking up to going to sleep, we have a purpose. We have a history. And we will continue to push back the veil so that everyone can see that we are a part of all of these federations, whether it be good or bad. We are a part of it, and we are here to experience and learn and evolve without the control of others being over us. Breaking the control system is a very important lesson that we are going to have to go through. Giving our power away to others that want to rule over us, it has to stop. So let's continue to rise in conscience. Let's continue to rise in frequency to evolve this human race and bring it right back to greatness, because we hold all of that light, all of that greatness within us. We are a part of it. If we wasn't so important, none of these negative forces would be here. They would not be trying to stop us from evolving. They know who we are on a spiritual level, on a galactic level, and on a human level. We are multidimensional beings with extraordinary gifts and powers, and we need to awaken that light within us and keep expanding on that conscience. I'm always going to be here with you to help you as much as you are helping me. I am learning from you just as much as you guys are learning from me. And as long as I'm living, I will create a space for us to have a channel where we can talk about our experience so that we can continue on showing people and elevating their conscience, expanding their horizon. So, look, I love, honor, and respect all of you guys. Let's keep pushing this envelope. Let's keep, evolving because no matter what, no matter what, we are forever. We don't die. We just regroup on the other side and keep going. That's how powerful you guys really are. So I love, honor, and respect all of you guys. Have a good day.